So with that, I think it's time for us to have some Burger King games, and I have not seen this, and I'm so excited to see this. So without further ado, take it away, Conception.
All right. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing good out there. We are talking about beautiful games such as Sayonara Wild Hearts. And then we have these Burger King games here that I am going to be presenting for you in what I like to call the Have It Your Way Showcase. So what exactly does that mean? It means that I'm going to be doing short categories of all three of the Burger King games that were released as a part of the Xbox/Xbox 360 in around 2006. You could get these games for $3.99 a piece as long as you bought a value meal at your local Burger King. So I'm going to be doing a small categories of each of these. We're going to be starting with Sneak King, moving on to Big Bumpin', and then ending with Pocket Bike Racer. This is what I call more of a challenge run than it is a proper speed run. We do proper speed run strategies, but I set the estimate for an hour in hopes that I beat the hour. I have a pretty good success rate of doing that, but these games are filled with RNG, so we're going to see how it goes. All right, make sure everyone in chat has it their way, absolutely. So we're going to get started here so we can get it rolling right along. We're going to be starting with Sneak King. I'll explain a little bit about what the category is and what we're doing in Sneak King in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Sneak King. Now, the category we're running for Sneak King is a category called 50%. Why are we running a category called 50% / why is it called 50%? Great question. So, this game has 4 main hub areas, and essentially, we're doing the bare minimum to complete the first 2 hub areas. The reason why the 50% category exists at all is because starting with the third hub area, RNG gets massively unpredictable to the point that we could have an estimate, but the estimate could be early by like 45 minutes or something like that, or it could go over by like 30 minutes. It would be very difficult for us to predict. So we do the 50% category as more of a marathon safe option. What I'll be doing for this category is I will be skating through 10 missions each in the first 2 areas, this being Sawmill and then the second area being Cul-de-sac. Just want to make sure we're not getting caught there. What is Sneak King? Sneak King is technically a stealth game, I guess, if you want to call it that, where we're trying to sneak up on unsuspecting yet hungry people and give them Burger King's latest delicious treats. Latest, of course, being in 2006. So what we're going to be doing is trying to scoot our way as fast as possible through all of these. Luckily enough, like I had mentioned, the RNG is very heavy in the last 2 areas rather, but in the first 2 areas they're mainly predictable actually. So I'll be looking for very specific cycles for certain things. For example, like in this challenge, this person is always hungry for this challenge. So I know that these are quick challenges for me to take. We do 10 challenges in order to unlock the next area. However, there are 20 challenges per level. So it's all about figuring out what 10 challenges are the fastest to complete. And I think I have a pretty good grasp on how fast they are to complete now that I've played this game quite a few times. For example, this is a mission where I have to feed 3 people. I have to use a level 1 flourish for all of them, which means, as you can see, this little bar that goes up and down. Basically, you get more points and things like that based off of how good your flourish is. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna wait for this guy, I think. Is that the one that gets hungry? No, we're gonna scoot around here. Yeah, there we go. And each challenge has its own specific requirements. Some might be based off flourishes. Some might be based off not being detected at all. Some might be based off of a lot of different factors. This one is flourish based, so that's the one we're going to be working on. Let's see if I can sneak up and get this guy. This actually, while I said RNG is somewhat predictable in these first areas, this actually went off the rails pretty quickly. Sometimes it just happens that way, where you have something that occurs most often but not all the time, and then 10% chance that something else happens, and that seemed to be one of those 10% chances, but we adapted pretty well. We're on 5th challenge of 10 here in this area. We're going to hover this person. This person's going to get hungry in just like 2 seconds-ish. There we go. Yeah, I did need flourishes for this. I'm glad I did one. I forgot if I needed one or not. And then, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of this. So we're looking for hunger indicators there. You also get points based off of how hungry people are. Sometimes for certain challenges, we're going to be waiting until they reach the red hunger indicator, and then fulfill other obligations, such as like getting specifically really close or chaining things together. We're on challenge 6, okay, which is the one I just did, right? I did that one. Which one did I miss? I missed 4. I went out of order. There we go. I missed this one. There we go. But that's fine.
I'll just say, I love how there's such deep like scoring mechanics for some things just as silly as like sneaking up and feeding people hamburgers. That is amazing.
Yes, yeah. They went hard for some reason. They didn't have to go hard, but they did go hard, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know what was in it for them. I mean, again, even when these games were at the height, brand spanking new, right? They were $3.99 a piece. So it's like they didn't, they could not have imagined that they were going to make a lot of money for these, I would bet. But, who am I to say? All right, so this is the 7th challenge here. And the 7th challenge introduces a mechanic that is prevalent through the game, but we're only going to use it once based off of the missions that we do, which is hiding and then surprising people. The reason why we don't do that in this run very often is because, as you're about to see, it's a very, very slow process. We're going to hop in here, wait for this person to pass by, hop right out immediately, and then hit them with the surprise. There you go. Now, the reason why we do it just this one time, though, is because we only have to do that one time. So we only have to feed one person, which is on average faster than feeding, 3 people, even if they are, don't require us to hide in objects in order for that to happen. Same thing with this area. So Sawmill is actually divided in half by a river. And to get to the other side, you need to go through this building. Again, very slow, as you can see. Very, very slow process. But why do we do it? Because there is a mission over here for the 8th mission that only requires us to feed one person. And those are very, very fast. So we tend to take those. This one requires a top-level flourish, though, so enjoy the dance. Usually if I'm on camera, then I start doing the dance along with the Sneak King here, but, you're just going to have to imagine that I'm doing it. Imagine that I am indeed doing it, because I am. It's part of it's part of me now, All right, 2 more challenges for Sawmill, and then we will be out of here. This is probably the hardest one. So this requires feeding 5 people. Luckily enough for us, they are all relatively close to each other. The downside of this is that you cannot get spotted in between. So if I get spotted at any point, then I have to restart this challenge, which is very unfortunate because this tends to be one of the longer ones since we have to feed 5 people. The good news is I got the preferred RNG sequence, it seems here, which is that they're all getting hungry, right next to each other. I can see one behind me using that little mini map is also hungry in the saw area. Let's see, you have to be careful of that person there. You do not want to get spotted.
We got time for some donations?
Yeah, hit us with some.
Okay, we have $14.20 from J Monster, who says, "Hello, having a whopper of a time watching the Snack King do his McThing. This game shouldn't exist, but here we are. Happy Pride, everyone. J Monster. P.S. Trans rights. And we also have a $100 donation from Echo Parallax. No comment, but thank you so much for that generous donation. That puts us a lot closer to the Sinai Wild Hearts task incentive. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for the donations. Yeah, just an excellent cause. Trevor Project is, of course, an incredible cause here. So continue to get your donations in. I especially would love to see that TAS as the finale of this event. Continue, please, if you are able to get those donations in. They're much appreciated. This is the final challenge of this area, by the way. I'm waiting specifically for the red hunger indicator to be very high, and I also need to get specifically a level 2 flourish. I could get a level 3 flourish, but it just tends to be longer. But And I also have to be right on top of them. Basically, we need to get to 10k points in this challenge as fast as we possibly can. This is the easiest way to do that. As you can see, I had 3,600. Now I get the chain bonus, which doubles to over 10k, and we're moving on. All right. Believe it or not, we are already coming into cul-de-sac, the second area, which means that we're about halfway-ish through Sneak King, the first of 3 games. Again, this is the Have It Your Way showcase, which means, of course, that we will be doing all 3 games here. So do not worry. We will be getting to all of them. All right, let's see. Who's going to get hungry first over here? Yeah, there we go. The closer one. I'm getting on the good cycles. Also, I'm going to take, I know this is part of the, kind of the host plug and things like this, but I have to jump on this, which is the fact that the Yeti is selling shirts for this event. Yes, we all know this. We've heard our incredible hosts say it throughout the event. But did you know that one of the few shirts that they designed for this event has the Burger King on it? Like, incredible, right?
Wow.
Who could have predicted this? Who could have predicted this?
That is amazing.
Not me. So yeah, especially if you want to get a t-shirt with $5 worth of the donations going towards the Trevor Project, and you want Burger King on it, which who doesn't? Get your donations in.
Yeah.
All right, incredible. All right, so we're on a pretty good site. We're getting some good cycles here, which is pretty nice, and lots of hungry people, which is good as well. All right. This one again required us to be very close. Required level 2 flourishes as well as full level hunger. Again, this is a score-based challenge here. The last one we are going to actually have to get a level 3 flourish because we need that little bit of an extra score bump here. No, you meanie. We got to restart that challenge. Okay. We got the unfortunate cycle here. That's fine. It's doable. It's just a little bit slower. It doesn't matter that this person has spotted me. I haven't fed anybody yet, so we're fine. But yeah, we needed specifically that chain bonus. The chain bonus goes away if, oops, that is not high enough flourish. That chain bonus goes away if you're spotted. So we could not do this in a spotted way. Oh my gosh, fine. This is the RNG portions that I was kind of tiling about. Is the directions in which they turn and stuff like that can be a little bit unpredictable. It's kind of about trying to find the balance between being fast by being close or keeping your distance so that you can succeed.
Yeah.
It's a level 3 flourish. That's fine. It's a little slower, but at least it's high enough in points. We'll take that. All right, number 2 here. Come on. Get red. There we go. That's another level 3 flourish. Again, it's fine. It's a little slower, but... And then, let's see. We're not going after the mailman again this time because he hurt me last time. He hurt me. We're going to go after this person. All right, that should be plenty of points. Plenty of points. All right. Whew. All right. Challenge 2 usually does not give me that much trouble, but here we are, All right, so, yes, we want to do this one. Okay, so I'm actually going to restart this until the person in front of me is hungry. Hey, that's pretty good. Just way faster to do that. And then we also don't need surprises for this. We don't have to wait for people to get hungry or anything like that. So it's especially fast if we can do that. Now, there's going to be a person coming around this corner. Usually they're going to get hungry right around the corner. Let's see here. You gonna get hungry? You gonna get hungry? You gonna get hungry? There we go. All right, so now we're going to try and get on a good cycle here. Let's see if I can make it because this person is already very, very hungry. I'm gonna make it. Here we go. As you can see, they're both hungry right next to each other. Ideal situation for us. Very good. And then we only have to get one more. As you can see, you might be able to see my mini map there. There's somebody hungry right around the side of this house. The tricky part is you cannot run too far forward here, or you will definitely get spotted. Their attention is grabbed very easily when you're running. So definitely do not want to mess with that. All right, so that's 3 challenges done. We're approaching the 4th challenge. Now, the 4th challenge is actually going to be very similar to the last one. We're going to be attempting to use the same people, except we have to time out a flourish this time. So if we have any other like donations or comments, since this challenge is largely the same, now's a good time for it.
I would like to plug an upcoming bid war. Like we have little Gator game coming up after this run, and there is a named bid war for that. Currently, Cecile is in the lead with $35, and Crocodile only has 1, and you can also enter others if you want. So definitely get your donations in if you want to change that. And I know there was an incentive for this game. Was that there yet, or is that up?
There is an incentive for this game. I did not see that on the incentive list. Was it just a bid war or something for the characters that we use?
For the character, choose the character, yeah.
Okay, so then it would not be closed yet because we can't choose our character in this game. But as soon as we get to Big Bumpin', we can choose our character.
Okay, so currently, it looks like the King is currently in the lead for that with 36, and for Pocket Bike Racer, Giant has 27.
Oh, the giant chicken? Okay. Sounds good. All right, I think that's enough. That's enough points for this one. I think we just needed to get over... Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, so that is half the challenges done in this area already, if you can believe it. Now we're going to be heading down to Challenge 6. Challenge 6 is the most annoying and unpredictable, probably. Well, not the most annoying, but the most unpredictable. We have to feed 8 people here. Luckily enough for us, they tend to get hungry relatively close to each other. We also have to do at least a level 1 flourish for each one. But this is when reliable cycles come into play here. For example, there's a person working on a car right here, and there's a timer in the corner. If you see, once it hits 145, this person should become hungry. Let's see if that is the case. It is not the case. So I'm not on a very favorable cycle. Let's see if we can adapt well here. Let's see. We're going to go around. No, I don't think I needed to do this unspotted, so I think we're okay. I'm pretty sure this challenge does not require points. It just requires us to deliver 8 different foods to different people while doing flourishes. So I think we're in good shape there. Okay, so we're at 3 here. And yeah, when cycles go off like this, like if I have no idea where to go next, I'm just looking at that little mini map. There's a lot of hunger indicators on there. You can see they change color when people become hungry. That's the only thing I'm looking at. I wish it was more technical than that, but it is not. All right, let's see. So we are up to 4. Let's see if I can get the male person here. Oh, and the car person got hungry too. That's good. Level 2 flourish, that's fine. A little slower, but... All right, so even though we had to adapt, this is actually going pretty decently. I had to scramble a little bit at first, but we've kind of gone off after that. Everyone is kind of bundling up next to each other, which is nice. Let's see, can I get that person? Oh, let's see, we can flip back around. Luckily enough, as you might be able to tell as well, as soon as you complete a delivery, you have like a little bit of iframes before like their visual cones go back up, which is very handy for us because it would be very, very difficult if for sometimes when people like kind of clump together, if the visual cones spawned right away, it would be very difficult. Okay, so that's fine. We get this person here. We need this one. He needs to be hungry, and we have to get a certain amount of points. Yada yada yada. All that classic stuff here. Sneak in. Wait in. There we go. Good, and then hopefully we can get the person right behind us as well. A little difficult to do. Can we escape the visual cone? Yes, we can. All right, level 3 flourish. Went a little hard, but that's fine. That should be enough points. Very good. All right, 3 more challenges that remained in all of the Sneak King portion of this. So we're heading to the backyard. This is a very interesting challenge. So we cannot flourish. It actually, like, if we flourish, we'll fail the challenge. It's not even like, oh, it's just slower to flourish. No, we'll fail. So we have to get a certain amount of score while not flourishing specifically. So most of the time that means we're gonna regular surprise while being really close to somebody and waiting for a certain hunger level. So right there, I was looking for yellow and I had to be like right on top of the person basically. So we're gonna be trying that. This person's gonna get hungry right away here. And then we gotta make sure we get nice and close. Let's see. I'm gonna go for this one. Nope, I got spotted. I don't think that will count then. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough points because I got spotted. That was my fault. Shouldn't have gone for that because I knew I was probably gonna get spotted by that other person there. So we're gonna have to do a few extra feeds here to make up the point difference. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. There we go. Is that enough? 33, 30. Nope, we're still gonna need to do one more, unfortunately. Let's see who we can get. No, 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 no! Don't box me in. I'm running.
No.
I'm running. I'm panicking. Oh wait, wait, wait! We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work because this person just got hungry. So we're gonna make this work.
Yay, hunger.
Yay! Let's see what do we get. What do we got this time? It is, I think it's just regular fries. That looks like regular fries to me. Okay. 2 more challenges. This one, okay, so the 9th challenge of this one, both levels, their 9th challenge is kind of unpredictable in terms of what cycles you get. Some of them are somewhat dependable and some of them are not. For example, this is not a dependable one, so we are already flying by the seat of our pants here. But we're going to make it work. Luckily enough for us, we don't need to get too fancy. All regular surprises here. So we just gotta wait for people to be hungry. That's it. We just need hungry people. That's all. I'm hoping this this person next to them got hungry. So we're actually bouncing back quite well. See if we can keep this going. Let's see, there's somebody hungry way far away. We also cannot be spotted, I don't believe, here. So we gotta be a little bit careful. Yeah, there it goes. I got spotted right on the corner of that visual cone, so now we gotta reset the challenge. All right, that's fine. Maybe we'll get the better cycle. We did. We got the better cycle this time. More consistent cycle, I should say. All right. Heading on over here. Yep, this person is hungry. That means we're in good shape, usually. Then we'll go around the front of this house directly behind me. There should be somebody getting hungry. Yep, there you go. You can see the little green indicator far away. That's the male person, I believe. Yep. And then somebody right behind me will be hungry after that. All right. Come here. I'm not trying to reset this challenge again, so I'm playing it extra cautious. There we go. I only see one hungry person on my map right now. Actually, I see 2, but one is red and far away, so I'm probably not getting that one. This person... Oh, actually, someone's hungry right behind me now. Whew, that was close. I should have got spotted there, actually, but the game was forgiving. Appreciate it, game. Yeah. Woo! All right, last challenge. Last challenge here. What we do is we have to escalate in flourishes. So that means we have to feed 3 people. First one's a level 1 flourish, second one's a level 2, third one's a level 3, and then we will be done with the Sneak King portion of this. So let's see how we do. That's level 1. Successful. This one also has a pretty consistent cycle, which is nice. Like that person's hungry, then the person painting the fence will be hungry, and then somebody on the other side of the house will be hungry, one of the 2 people. Level 2 flourish, which is good. Also very important, you have to do it in order. You can't just do 1 level 1 flourish, 1 level 2, 1 level 3, and so on. Like if I accidentally level 3'd there, I'd have to restart. All right, so there we go. All right, and successful level 3. That's going to be the end of the Sneak King portion here. We end it by going on to the next area, just so like we get a loading zone, and then we're just going to flop on to the next game.
Awesome,
So,
GG.
Thank you very much. So that is Sneak King complete. Pretty trolly for a lot of portions there, but that's all right. We're moving on to Big Bumpin', which is by far way more trolly. So let's see how it goes. All right, so I just gotta let the games load through here. Worth mentioning, I mentioned near the top. And we are going to be doing the king for this one, right, Garby?
Yeah.
Cool, sweet. All right, so that's good because the king is default, so I don't even have to change anything here. Worth mentioning, so these games are playable on both the Xbox and the Xbox 360, right? Oops, just making sure. Is that hopefully that audio? I'm hearing muddled audio here, so I want to make sure it's not. Yeah, before I head on. Yeah, I'm gonna unplug the audio and plug it back in real quick because it sounds like it's bugging out on me.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see how that goes. Monitor that real quick. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, my.
We just restart the Xbox real quick.
Okay, yeah. While you're getting that set up, do we have time for a donation?
Oh yes, absolutely.
How do you like? How do you like puns, by the way?
Oh, I like puns. I'm a fan of puns.
Awesome,
sure.
Awesome. Because we have a $5 donation by Rujasu who says, "The last time I saw Burger King games, I was hosting and I made some terrible fast food puns. I hope Konception doesn't have any beef with me after that." Thank you.
Certainly no beef. What is going on with this, though? Please just work. Please, I beg of you. Let me just try and unplug the AV cables, I guess. Sneak King was working so well. Let's see how that goes. Seems like that's better, I think. Yeah, that seemed to work. Okay. Very good. Okay, so we are rocking with the king, I believe. Gotta make sure that I'm using the king. The king is default. Very good.
1 second.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like I closed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Cool. Very good. All right, we're rocking the king. Here we go. All right, so welcome to Big Bumpin'. Now, I was speaking at the beginning. So these games, the funny part about them, among other things, obviously, is that they came with one single disc, but that disc is playable on the Xbox original and the Xbox 360, which is noteworthy because they have different drives. One's a CD drive and one's a DVD drive. Now, you might think if you could play on one system or the other, you're probably going to want to play on the 360, right? Because it's the more advanced system. You would imagine loads would be faster, blah, blah, blah. It is not at all the case, actually. The Xbox version is significantly faster in terms of load times. I don't fully know the reason why. My best guess is that because there has to be two different versions of the game here. Let's see. Actually, I'm not the king either. I'm going to restart this. I'm pretty sure I selected the king, but let's try that again.
Oh, hey. There's also no game audio on the stream.
There's no game audio. Interesting. I can add that in. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
It's really, really putting me through the ringer here. Okay, so we're going to go this, and that. Let's see. Hopefully there should be game sound there. There it is.
Okay, let me. Why? Okay, looks like it's good.
Good. There we go. I think it was also set to monitor only, so we should be fine now.
Cool.
All right. So let's start this over again because I didn't even get to finish this game. So. My theory being that the Xbox version is faster is because if they had to put two of the game files on the same disk, it probably has significantly less assets, and therefore the loading times are significantly decreased. So I am playing on the OG Xbox. Now, we are in Big Bumpin' mode now. Now, Big Bumpin', as you can probably tell, is a game where you play in bumper cars. Now, there's a lot of different things that you could do to speedrun Big Bumpin'. There's like a tournament mode and stuff like that. The category I'm running is called All Rides, which is essentially all the mini. Oh, all mini games, which essentially allows us to play each mini game on all of the maps that the game has to provide here. The point of this particular mini game that we're playing right now is like hot potato, essentially. So if you have the potato, you don't want to. Oh my gosh, I'm still alive. You want to, in an ideal scenario, get rid of it so that you don't take damage. However, the All Rides category does not require us to win each minigame. It just requires us to play them. So a vast majority of what we'll be doing in All Rides here is trying to lose on purpose, for lack of a better term. So we'll be doing our best here. We're going to be doing, there's like a bunch of different maps. Each map has 2 different games on it. For example, this one is called Last Man Standing, which is the easiest to lose because you just have to fall off the edge. There you go. Voila. All right, and now we're into the Deep. Now, the Deep has Shock Ball as its first game. Now, Shock Ball is essentially the hot potato game that I was telling you about before. So the intention here is that we hold on to the potato the whole time, and each time it explodes, it takes half of our health. The other thing we then have to be careful of is not to pick up power-ups that would heal us or defend us, which is what happened in the first round. On the second power-up I had, I accidentally picked up a shield, so that when it exploded while I had the hot potato, I didn't take any damage, which is not preferred. Now, sometimes, no, don't want that. Sometimes, most of the time, the computer players will just leave you alone. But for some reason, sometimes, they like to chase you, even though you have the potato, and they don't want it, in theory. But that one went as it's supposed to go, luckily.
Those are great sound effects there.
Yes, very, very good sound effects. The second one, probably my least favorite of the mini games in Big Bumpin', is called Power Surge. So how Power Surge works is you'll see there, just like that, there's little beacons on the ground, and then you're meant to step on the beacon and then score the points into the cylinder in the middle. Now, you start off with a full 100 points. As the more you get hit, the more points you lose. So what tends to happen, especially on this particular version of Power Surge, is that I will try to mainly camp one side and then hope that at least two of the computer players went to the other side so that I can have a chance of scoring some points. The fastest possible thing I can do is be the one that wins this one, unfortunately. But sometimes the computers will jump out ahead, and whenever the computer players have it, I tend to stay out of the way on purpose. So I'm not trying to block their chance to win. Even them scoring gets me to the Power Surge icons faster. So that's ideal for me as well. The downside is whenever I have the Power Surge, things like this happen where they just absolutely corner and destroy me, which is not ideal, obviously. And I can't score many points. I've scored 3 times, but have not even gotten 100 points. The goal is to achieve 300 points by the end of this. So these tend to be the highest RNG sections of the run because they can go super duper fast, super duper slow, somewhere in the middle. You never know. Oh my gosh, they're absolutely, oh wow. I got so destroyed that I scored 0 points. There you go. All right, let's see here. You also, as you might be able to tell, we have little car boosts. I should have went the other way. This was a mistake. This was a huge mistake. This was a very big mistake. Wow. Okay, there we go. Wow, I'm scoring nothing. Right now, it would probably be preferable if a computer player wins, I'm thinking, because they're scoring more than I am. So I'm probably, after this round, not going to even try to score anymore. I'm probably just going to let the computers go for it, I think. And then maybe I'll even try to block other people from hitting the computers. That would probably be ideal. Unfortunately, Biker, who is the one in the light blue there, is the one we don't want because they have the least amount of points. So not ideal. Christina's a good one. You can have points, Christina. There you go. All right. Again, don't care about the Biker getting points, but sure, go for it. Now the Biker is almost in the lead. yeah, I'm just gonna let them sort of, figure this stuff out. Any other donations or comments for next 30 seconds or so while this match finishes out?
There aren't any. Well, I just want to say that the I love how dynamic the routing is for like a tying game like this. That is so wonderful.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and this, especially Big Bumpin' specifically, is a game where you actively are probably trying to lose most of the time, which is unintuitive. You're for most speedruns, you're trying to play the game so well. Wow, they're preventing me from losing. You're trying to play the game so well that you do it faster than anybody else. But this one is very unique in the way that instead you want to actively not play the game to complete it as fast as possible for the most part. So I accidentally loaded up the same one I just did. There we go. We're getting into the ice box here. The first one is very easy, which was, again, just last man standing. I love last man standing. Those tend to be very, very fast to complete. Unfortunately, this one is maybe the slowest to complete unless Power Surge goes really poorly. This is Bumpin' Hockey. You can probably figure out what it is happens here, which is that it's 2v2 hockey. Now, there's a timer at the top, which means that this game is by default 3 minutes long at least. But as you can also tell, because there was a score there, as soon as there is a score, the timer is paused. So the idea is that the biggest preferential thing you could do is either win or lose this game 1-0. That is almost impossible, but I have been able to do it once or twice. The default after that, because keeping people from scoring often like that, especially when you don't control 3 out of the 4 players, is just to mitigate as many of the goals as you can. So I end up trying to play goalie for both, if I possibly can. Now, when you get a power up like that, where it just magnetizes the thing to you, there's really not much I can do about that. But there are a few other power-ups within Bumpin' Hockey that tend to be useful. For example, there's one that turns the puck into like a 1-ton weight, which means that the puck barely moves. Very good for that one. That magnetizing power-up that the computer player had is really good if you get it, because you can magnetize the puck to you and then get nowhere near the goal. That's pretty good. But yeah, the reason why you want it to win 1-0 as opposed to 0-0, by the way, is because if you tie, oh my gosh, if you tie, then it goes into a tiebreaker after the timer goes down. So you don't want it to be, oh my gosh, going beyond the 3-minute timer if you can avoid it. However, they're absolutely dunking on us right now, which is fine. I'm trying to put the puck in positions that are not easily scoreable, but they scored right off of the serve, basically, 2 times in a row, and then I just accidentally scored. Whoops. So, again, not a lot you can do to control this kind of stuff. Yeah, but again, but very funny, because actively we're trying to go against what the game wants us to do most of the time. So, easier said than done. All right, let's see if I can keep it more down the corner. One thing I'll also try to do in Bumpin' Hockey, is try to get the puck into like a corner or against the wall, and then have everyone will converge on the puck. That's how the AI is programmed. So then the goal is to kind of just keep it wedged between the 4 of us, and see how that goes. Again, very much easier said than done, but we try. No, please don't score. Please don't score. And I also haven't gotten any of the 1-ton puck power-ups, which really slow things down, which is unfortunate. No, you're not going to score that. No way. No. Yeah, see, this is a good example of trying to get things wedged. Yeah, there we go. It's unfortunately way too close to the goal for my own comfort level, but that was a good wedge that wasted a lot of time. So hopefully we can do that a few more times. We're on a pretty good stretch of no goal here. Let's see if we can keep it going. But yeah, every mini game. So there's only a few mini games, and all of them are repeated twice. So for example, we've had Last Man Standing twice. We've had Shock Ball twice. There is going to be a second version of Bumpin' Hockey, and a few, at least one other game that I can think of that I don't think we've played yet, which is similar to Bumpin' Hockey kind of. But yeah, this was obviously meant to be like kind of a party game. Not a lot of story involved in these ones. Same thing with the third one coming up, Pocket Bike Racer, which is kind of like a Mario Party clone. Oh my gosh, there's only 7 seconds left, and I couldn't keep the puck from scoring. Okay. So relax. We're gonna go down here. No one needs to score any more goals. You won. All right, thank you. 10 goals is pretty bad. If we could avoid 10 goals in the future, that would be ideal. But we are out of Icebox and onto King's Court. Now this one is called Own the Puck. We have a very similar puck to Bump in Hockey, except what happens here is you want to hit the puck, it turns the color of whatever your car is, and then you gain points. So kind of like a King of the Hill type thing, except the hill moves all the time. Or I know in Halo, I think it's like a game called Oddball, very similar to that as well. Tends to be the strategy for me here to stay out of the way and potentially even box somebody out. So right now I'm waiting. I'm just kind of looking out to see who has got the most points right now. Both it seems to be Winston. So we want to box out not Winston ideally. So maybe Tiffany here can stay boxed out so she's not hitting the puck as often if I can. And then let the other two kind of duke it out. And then that tends to be the fastest way to get these games completed. Sorry, Winston. You need to be absolutely crushing it if you can. I hit the puck there by accident. Not ideal. Winston, get that puck. Get that puck, Winston. No. Yes. 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 No. Come get it, Winston. You deserve this. There you go. Very good. So that was actually a decent own the puck. Not too bad. But unfortunately, the next game in King's Court is another Bump in Hockey, which means we have another 3+ minutes to waste. So if you have anything else, Garby, now is a good time for that.
So it seems.
Seems you cut off there. I missed it.
This game is over.
All right, let's see. Yeah, can't hear you anymore, Garby, if you're talking, but that's all right. I can keep it going here. So, oh, there you are. I think.
Oh, okay. So just as a heads up, it seems like the stream is freezing some, but on my end, your feed is fine. But Tech is looking into it.
Okay. All right. So Tech will look into that if you're experiencing some freezing. Our apologies. We'll get it fixed as soon as we can. Luckily enough for y'all, you are not missing much because it is Bump in Hockey. So again, a 3+ minute time waste if we can. And I already went over all the strategies I used to succeed in Bump in Hockey. But yeah, if we if any other donations or plugs, incentives, things like that want to pop up, we can talk about those here because there's not much else to say about Bump in Hockey.
Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and plug the upcoming incentive for Little Gator Game, the name bid war. Currently, it looks like, let me just refresh. Cecile's still in the lead with $35, and Crocodile has cozy and fun games. So definitely get your donations in if you want to change the name. And I'll also plug again that at $10,000, the Sign Our Wild Hearts maximum score task will be unlocked, and that's like just a super beautiful game. So do get your.
Oh yeah, still cut out there a little bit, Garby, but yes, continue to get your donations, and yes, for both Little Gator Game and the Sayonara Wild Hearts task, I definitely want to see that happen. No, I scored. Bummer. But this one is going a little bit better than the last one, luckily, but we already still do have 6 goals on there, so not great, not great. But let's see. I would also say as well, yeah. So we got Pocket Bike Racer coming up next, I believe. If there's a bid war open for that still, I believe that there was the chicken was in the league, right? The giant chicken.
It looks like that's not like open anymore. So
that's fine. So we'll rock with the giant chicken or the king, either or. We'll have some good times. So we'll make it happen either way.
The default is a giant chicken, right? For that.
The default is the king, but it's like a second to change characters. It's not as involved as Big Bumpin', luckily. So
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we might as well get. You know, we got the king for this one. We'll get the chicken for the next one. Just to have
Okay,
a
yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
Shout out to chicken fries if you're a fan of the chicken fries out there. As that was if you weren't around back then or weren't ingesting Burger King marketing for any reason, the giant chicken was a mascot that they created to help advertise the chicken fries when they came out, and then they got rid of the chicken fries and they re-added the chicken fries as a whole thing. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So.
thanks for the lore update.
Yes.
That's important lore.
Yes, the important IRL Burger King lore. Yes. Other characters here, obviously, we have the King, who is still rocking to this day. Back in the day as well. So there's a character that you can play that's called Whopper Jr. And Whopper Jr., like they used to do this marketing where they had like a whole Whopper family. So they had like the regular Whopper, and then Whopper Jr. was the son. You can play as Whopper Jr. as well, which is essentially a person in a giant hamburger costume. Specifically a Whopper Jr. costume, as you might be able to guess. All right, so we have another Own the Puck here. Again, tends to be we're going to just try to stay out of the way. It looks like they have the same idea as well because nobody is chasing the puck. So that's pretty good. Both yellow and green are kind of scooting right now, which is good. I'm going to try to maybe keep purple out of the loop and let these two fight over it. Get out of here, purple. Get out of here, purple. Yeah, yellow's cooking right now. Let's see. Hopefully yellow can keep it up. Yeah, stay blocked, purple. Stay blocked. Oh, yellow is 10 points away. Yeah, that was really good. That was a really fast one. I like that. All right, and then last but not least, we have one final Power Surge. This one is a little bit better than the other Power Surge that we played because as the first Power Surge, you would either have to go on the left side of the screen or the right side of the screen, depending on where it would pop up, which is random. This one, they are all in the same location, which are kind of far away. So, again, I'll tend to probably either... Actually, you know what? I think since I didn't get this first one, but they are getting kind of pushed. You know, I'll go for it for a few rounds and see if it's most beneficial for me to win here. Because typically, if they get it first, it's more ideal for them to win because they already have that point head start. But because, let's see, the chicken only got 19 points total there. That's not a lot of points. So we're gonna try and get more points than the chicken at least. I'm going to get absolutely blocked here because they got the speed power up here. Yeah, there is a speed power up. We have these little boosts, as you can see here. Bummer. But there's also speed power up pickups that you can get that make your speed go by fast. I probably should have went for it, but I probably would have lost out on the chance to get the Power Surge anyway. So we'll see how it goes from here. There we go. Got some points there. What am I at? 101. So I am in the lead still. Yeah, this one's we'll have to kind of continue to adapt over time here. I'm not entirely sure what the best strategy is going to be for that. All right, I do got some good points. I was going to try and go back for that speed power up, but that's fine. You got that one, giant chicken. All right, let's see. What am I at? 170. Yeah, so I'm still in good shape. Less good shape now, but I'm gonna grab this so nobody else does. There we go. Oh, I missed. There we go. All right, because I have the faster power up, I'm probably gonna be the one who gets this here. I'm gonna get the speed on the way too. Oh yeah. Oh, I missed. There we go. All right, I should be able, if I can get this one, I should be able to win it. No, I didn't get it. That's fine. No, that's my speed power up. You can't have that. No way. All right, I should be able to get it on the next pass through then. There we go. I only need a little bit of points, but you gotta let me through. Hopefully that's still enough. Yes, it is. Okay. So still pretty good. All right, and that is the end of Big Bumpin'. That is all the mini games, believe it or not. So we're going on to our third and final game, which is Pocket Bike Racer. The Pocket Bike Racer is exactly what it sounds like. It's a racer. We're going to be trying our best. It seems like we'll probably, because of the tech issues we had to deal with, the sound probably are going to eclipse the 1 hour. That is fine, though. We're not going to be much over, if any. And hopefully I can gain some time back on the races here. All right, let's see here. We're going to go with Giant Chicken as our racer. All right. 150cc standard race is what we're going to be doing. And then we're going to be using White Lightning as the bike. And there we go. All right. So, yeah, Pocket Bike Racer. It is essentially Mario Kart, but they make a few important changes. I'll go over those changes in a little bit because this first track is very, very fast because it has some nice cheese. You see what I did there? Because burgers have cheese. Anyways, yeah, so this map is essentially a circle. If you play like Mario Kart, it's kind of like Baby Park, for example. It's just a big giant circle. However, if you get through, oh my gosh, please stop pushing me. If you get through the halfway point of the mark and then head backwards the other way, which is faster than doing the whole lap, and then you can kind of drift there, you'll see that my lap counter just went up. Some nice cheese there. We're going to drift here again, hopefully not get creamed by everybody else racing again. And then we're going to repeat the process for a total of 5 times because that is just the fastest way to complete this. All right. Drift into here, back up a little bit. Get through these. You can see my lap counter went up again. Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. If it's like I think maybe it has something to do. There's that like big green icon you can see right there on the mini map, and I feel like that somehow the goal is tied to that green arrow is my guess, because otherwise I don't really know why this trick works, to be honest. Maybe someone else who's played the game would have a little bit more experience on that, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. And then we drift, and there we go. That is the end of the parking lot. By the way, the standard race tournament there's only 5 tracks in the game, this is being the first one. So we are already on to the second one. This one is called the backyard track, which has shortcuts in a more traditional sense, like, you know, there are places to cut corners and stuff like that, not so much as a weird cheese in the game and taking these little side cuts, but definitely the most consistent of the 5 tracks, I would say, because the shortcuts are pretty easy to hit. And I'll go over here a little bit about the mechanics. So you can see on the ground there are these colorful boosts, right? Now these increase our boost meter, which is on the right side of the screen here. But as you can see, there's also like little items next to that boost meter. Essentially how it works is instead of getting random items like you would in a Mario Kart, you can increase the level of your items. Basically, the lower on the bar, the weaker the item. So if you want to, you can keep constantly increasing your meter by collecting boosts like this. And the more you collect those, the higher amount of items you get. Now, since we are doing a race, though, the items are not the things that we're going to be wanting to use here. We're actually going to be preferring to use them as actual boosts. So instead of using the items, you can use the meter as a boost. And basically, it kind of, as you can see, every time I use it, it kind of goes up a little bit. And then the boosts, as you can see, they have different colors as well. That just indicate how much boost you get from those individual things. Green is kind of like a level 1 boost, red's a level 2. White, I believe, is the highest one, which is why I always kind of cut this corner so I can get the white boost there. As you can see, it increases exponentially. And then we take this nice little shortcut, which is just to hop over the fence. And then we're already on lap 3 here. You can see as well, similar to Mario Kart, we got the drifting. That is a thing here. It is way more difficult to use than in Mario Kart because it just kind of, it doesn't turn much. Obviously, depending on, like, this bike doesn't have great handling. It has like top speed, which is why we use it. So bikes that have more handling will turn a little bit easier when you drift, but in general, even with that being said, the drifting doesn't work too well. So I use it more as like a brake than I do as a actual, like drift around corners, because most of the time I'll just drift into a wall. And as you'll see a few times, especially in the last map, Fantasy Ranch, I believe it's called, the walls are very like sticky, and I don't mean like they intended it to be. Like if you just hit a wall, you get stuck on the wall all the time, and I'm not really sure what the deal with that is, but it happens quite often. But that is 2 tracks down. We're now onto King's Garden. King's Garden has mainly just one shortcut in the middle of the track that is a little bit difficult to hit. What it does definitely have is a lot of corners, like a lot of turns, and a lot of like 90-degree turns. So it gets this is one of the more difficult ones to navigate in terms of staying consistently fast without having to brake all the time. One thing that we do try to do, and I failed to do it there, is we try to grab that white icon while we slow down. The problem is if you slow down too far, the game doesn't register that you actually are there, I think. And it gets a little bit confused. All right, there we go. That was pretty good. I had to back up, but because I had less speed, that shortcut went pretty well. Yeah, so if you're not going fast enough, I don't think the game registers that you drove over it, is my best guess. Or you have to just have a top speed in order for it to count. So you can't slow down too much, but you want to slow down some so you don't just hit the wall. It's a very hard boost to get, but we're going to get a couple more cracks out of here. Also, I hope you all are enjoying Giant Chicken, riding a mini motorcycle. Everything is backwards in Burger King land. All right, so what I'm going to strategically use a boost here. There we go. So I was able to, I still hit the wall there, but I was able to kind of mitigate the speed in which I hit the wall. So that worked out pretty well. That was a mine. I shouldn't have drove over that. Your classic bananas in your Mario Karts. All right, see if we can hit this a little bit better. That's pretty good as well. You can go all the way like into the trees, so I'm taking those as best as I can here. As you can see there, yeah, if you hit the wall, you just get kind of stuck to it for a second. It's kind of weird and frustrating, and I am pulling away from it, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, they got sticky walls. Maybe they're covered in ketchup or soda or something. I don't know. All right, so blaster here, blaster here. I didn't get that boost, that's fine. We're gonna try and get the white boost here. Nope, still slowed down too much. That didn't even look like I slowed down that much, to be honest, but here we are. All right, let's see if we can cut this corner. That's fine, didn't cut it super well, but that's okay. Yeah, so you can go all the way into the trees, which is what I was talking about here. That slows it down a little bit, but it's still faster than going all the way around. Saves quite a bit of time. That's definitely a big shortcut in this map. Also worth mentioning, I do not have to come in first in this category. I am going to, but that's just because it's faster to be fast, as you might imagine. But it is not a requirement for me to have to win each race here. As long as I complete them, that is the goal. But that is already 3 tracks down. We're making good time on the race game here, which is pretty good. Now, Under Construction is the biggest map by far, but on the trade-off of that, you only have to do 2 laps as opposed to 3. So that's pretty good. And there's also like a good amount of shortcuts that we can use to cut this down significantly as opposed to riding it normal. Also, fun fact that I always like to point out to you with Pocket Bike Racer, if you're familiar with Mario Kart, you'll know that like if you hold A around the 2 mark on the countdown, that is when you'll get your boost. This one is like the closer you can get to like it being like 0 or 1 is usually the better boost that you get at the start. So it does change the formula a little bit, which is interesting. All right, here we're going to boost off and then hold back a little so we can get that white boost, but also ideally not hit this wheelie, because you have to, when you get a wheelie like this, you have to wait for it to finish. which is very, very slow, and also a weird mechanic. I don't know why, like, it doesn't let you turn, it doesn't let you do anything. So kind of unusual. Please, Whopper Jr. But here's another neat shortcut here. Cuts around here. And then this is the shortcut that saves the most time, but is the easiest to do. Just fall down here. And not hit the corner, ideally. But that saves like a huge section of track for some reason. This section is annoying because it has a lot of turns, but let's see if we can navigate this well enough to not slow down too much or hit a wall, except I did. So again, we're just out here trying our best. Nope, please, 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 thank you. This shortcut also saves a decent amount, but it can be easily mitigated by missing that first jump, which I did. So let's see if I can hit it this time. Oh, I got hit with the... This is an example of an item. Whenever you're hit with that dome, it actually reverses your controls, which is very frustrating to deal with in the moment. But we made it out relatively unscathed. Let's see if we can keep it up for the rest of the race here. Again, we're going to do that. There we go. That's more ideal, so we don't have to pause so much there. Let's see if we can regain a little bit of time here. All right. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. So we're gonna not regain time here, but that's okay. Pretty good drift there though, so that worked out okay. Drop down here once again. Drift not, man, I hit that corner again. All right. Not hit that mine. These corners love, yeah, as I mentioned with the walls sticking the way they do, that also means that they tend to also completely sap your acceleration, which is unfortunate. Which caused us actually in the end to get second on that, but that's fine. Still we still did it pretty quickly in comparison, but you know, not first place, which you don't love to see. But we are on our final race. I can see that we are just over the hour mark, but that is okay. Tech issues are to blame for that one. Come on, Xbox, you couldn't help me out here. But we're on our final race here. Time will be as I cross the finish line on the final lap. Fantasy Ranch is the name of this map here. It's definitely the most frustrating one to race, I think. It has a lot of turns. It has a lot of narrow pathways, and the shortcuts you can do are not super beneficial unless you hit them really cleanly. If you don't hit them cleanly, then you might as well have not taken them at all, which kind of it's a little bit ruthless because you know it's hard to dictate whether or not it's worth going through shortcuts. Here's one of them, by the way. Hitting this one pretty cleanly, a little slow, but at least I didn't go out of bounds or fall off or anything, which is nice. And then it gets really frustrating here because everything is very tightly packed. And then it's hard to find straightaways to use boosts well. And then also because it's tightly packed, there are a lot of walls that you'll probably stick to. Ideally, we will try to avoid those. But last chance for any donations, plugs, incentives, stuff like that. Garvey, if you have anything.
Okay, I'd just like to plug one of the incentives we have coming up in a little bit. In a few runs from now, we'll have Live a Live, and we have an IL bid war for which chapter Sushi will play that with. And currently, Hard Metal Hadouken's in the lead with $55, and then Fist of Flavor Town is in second with 21. So if you want to switch what that goes toward, you can donate, and you can change the chapter that Sushi plays for that.
Yes, definitely. Live Alive is a very, very cool game in the fact that it has multiple different stories of all different kinds of regions. So if you have played the game and have a favorite, or you just are curious to see what they are, get those donations in because there is a lot of cool stuff that you can do with Live Alive. So I'm very much looking forward to Sushi playing that.
Yeah.
All right, so we are actually making decent time in this last map. Please get down. Usually I do much better in construction and then get kind of tanked on in this map, but it's kind of going the opposite this time. So we are gaining some time, which is good. Time will be coming up very shortly, probably in the next 30 seconds or so. if I can get unstuck from the walls. That wall actually saved me, which is cool. Backwards controls. Very good. And I'm stuck on the wall. And I hit a mine. Game, please. And here we go. Time.
GG.
All right, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, went a few minutes over. Apologies for the issues with the sound that popped up in the middle there. But I hope everyone out there in Chatland got to have it their way with the Burger King Showcase. I had a blast showing it off. I hope you enjoyed the games. If you're interested, my name is Konception. You can follow me, twitch.tv/Konception. I don't stream as often as I used to because of life, but occasionally I will stream, and I will often be playing these games, or if you've watched Power Up with Prides in the past, you'll see me playing Bug Snacks a lot, which is my favorite game at the moment. So yeah, come and check that out sometime. And yeah, if you're interested in running these games, there's no Discord server or anything. Just hit me up. I'll provide you with any resources that I have. But appreciate you all watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that run, Konception. That was super entertaining. So coming up next, we're gonna have Little Gator Game, but first we're actually gonna stop the stream for a little bit so that we can resolve some tech issues. So don't panic. We'll be back in a bit.